what's interesting about the legal method, we thought, again, in Oregon at that time, the territory was debating, do we want to be a slave state or a free state, right? We had a little rule for a while in the United States. Anytime one territory wanted to enter, they had to have two territories. One would be slave and one would be free, so that everything in the government was balanced, so nobody could outvote each other, all right? So that was their deal, so you had to decide. And there was an opportunity for the West Coast. California itself could have been a slave state. You ever drive up near Bakersfield? We grow cotton in California. And cotton was a crop that required slave labor, right? So this was a possibility. And people had both sides of the argument. And luckily, in the case that Mary's family went through, the judge happened to be an abolitionist. And we had those people from the very beginning.
Did everyone hear her? An abolitionist is someone who wants to abolish or destroy slavery.
Exactly. Right? And we had people, the Adams family, not the ones who go quickly, but John Adams and his family were abolitionists in their own right from New England, and they actually had a place for the Underground Railroad, which is a whole other book we have to write. But, so people from the very beginning of the country were against it, but they needed enough people on their side to overturn the idea. So in our case, in this story, the judge had abolitionist sentiments, is how they would phrase it back in the day. And so he could have judged either way on this case. But he chose to judge for the slave family to point out that that's the side he was on and the side Oregon should be on.
And he did it based on the testimony of Mary, the 9-year-old girl who's the heroine of the book, because we really wanted to have a little girl who's a strong heroine in a story. And we thought that Mary's story was a good one to tell.